Market check. Welcome back, everyone. Let's get straight into it. Without further ado, as they say. All right, we'll start from the top. So we had this accumulation model, which pretty much kind of already created our third tap. Like, theoretically speaking, on a higher time frame, this can be the extreme liquidity. Right here. But if you do look on a lower time frame, which is very important, technically this is extreme liquidity, which never actually got swept. So this would be my extreme liquidity. Which, as I said, never got swept. And then you can see that. Was this valid demand is my question. It would have had to be, like. Yeah, this demand pretty much got mitigated, making this a very, very narrow third tap. And I don't think price will come back down to these POIs. And if it does, by the time it does, it will kind of invalidate this range as a whole, because tap 3 will be pretty far away from tap 2. Yeah, making this already a schematic I'm not really interested anymore as much. We might get some local schematic form around this supply area, but other than that, I don't see this accumulation model completing itself. Yeah, I think this is just one of those times where the market just did not want to put in your third tap, which can happen. Yeah, so that's Euro USD, and contextually speaking, from memory, yeah, we're kind of in an awkward position here. Almost, I'll unplug my PC out. But yeah, we're in a bit of an awkward position. You never really just formed a distribution, but you're almost about to complete that distribution. So. And then you never really formed an accumulation here, but you're almost about to complete that accumulation. So this whole range, these two ranges are kind of just forming two taps schematics, which are not valid. So we'll see if price can get a retest up here. Yeah, that's kind of it, what I'm seeing here. Yeah, this was this was kind of a two tap as well. Yeah, this is kind of a two tap schematic as well. So yeah, Euro USD just doing two tap schematics at the moment. So you might be able to catch a two tap short distribution short upon this supply mitigation if you like. But yeah, GBPUSD, let's move. Let's keep it moving. Asia loan never got swept. Yeah, we've come up to fill this CME gap. But ranging wise, there's nothing yet that we can pull a range from. Price is still busy filling inefficiencies. Yeah, GBP USD, nothing at the moment that I'm looking for. Same thing, front ran our second tap and never made a legitimate third tap. Trying to see if we have any valid demand in here. Yeah, it's still just this 4-hour OBIF, which I did chart up. I'll label that as well to make it easier on the eyes. Always a good thing that I'm trying to get into a habit of actually writing or typing in what time frame these OBIFs are, because then it's just easier to skim straight through rather than try and find it again. Yeah, we've got a 4-hour OBIF here. And the same thing, that's kind of it right now for GBP USD. Nothing I am really interested in. AUD USD now, I have monitored this throughout the day today, and it did confirm that third tap we were looking at yesterday of the lower time frame model. We can zoom in, and it even did it again. Like, man, so I've missed two prime entries here. This was the requirement was meant. A requirement is either extreme demand mitigation or extreme liquidity sweep. It only did the extreme liquidity sweep, which is a requirement. Obviously, it's +2 confluence if it does both. Extreme liquidity sweep and extreme demand mitigation. It didn't on this instance. It only swept extreme liquidity. But this was a valid entry, which I did not take because I thought, you know what, maybe we might come in lower and just mitigate this before going all the way up. But price never did do that. And we can see a beautiful rotation to range high, and it has also exceeded our range high. Which, yeah, that would have been your TP1 or your opportunity to de-risk right there. And now it's actually created a local accumulation model as well. Technically a bit of a 4 tap, but still valid, and it has taken your TP on that as well. So I've kind of, yeah, as I said, I've missed 2 golden opportunities here, which I'm not going to chase at all. Yeah, it's just, this has looked beautiful. This really has looked beautiful. Yeah, like, this has been so far quite nice. Very nice to look at. And yeah, it does look like this schematic will complete itself. Yeah, this was actually quite a nice. Obviously, it broke that market structure high. Yeah, this was really nice. This was really nice. But we just did not enter. We missed our entry on this. Which the entering here alone would have given us quite a nice RR on this local model itself. So yeah, we would have had a beautiful, close to a 4 risk to reward here. Bear with me, guys. I'm just noting down some of this price action. All right, yeah, that's that for AUD USD. Um, Nothing more to be said here. USD CAD. Let's have a look. So we were expecting shorts here, and we have kind of just got that. Price will look to complete this. Yeah, I'm kind of going to get rid of all of this just to make it cleaner on the eyes. Yeah, this has been mitigated as well. Um, mm, 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 mm. All right, GBP JPY. Yeah, nothing else for USD CAD. Um, I'm kind of just waiting to see what price will do. We've got this overlapping demand. We'll see what happens. And technically speaking, we are in this much higher time frame ranging environment where, like, the return to zone is definitely not the best. I'll be completely honest with that. But if we can catch some form of accumulation here, it's technically valid, and we can just take it and de-risk at the local target and see how far our price can go. And obviously, should we catch a little accumulation here and complete itself, we can expect some type of rejections going into these, supply areas. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. So I will monitor this, looking for accumulations as extreme demand technically has been mitigated. Like twice, essentially. So we'll see what price decides to do here. Yeah, you know what? This is actually an interesting pair at the moment. Keep our eyes peeled here for some potential long opportunities. And what I will be doing is actually redrawing this because it just looks a lot cleaner. Yeah. This looks so much better as opposed to the previously drawn one. And yeah, this technically can be a prolonging environment because you can expect price to come up for a third tap here. And grab this very clearly looking extreme liquidity. Is that weekly review still valid? It is. Yeah, it still is. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. That's our plan of attack here. Let's keep moving forward. GBP, JPY. We do seem to be forming this very local accumulation, distribution, sorry. That is just valid. Just valid, but price does seem to want to go higher for now. So we will watch this. And as of now, this is technically speaking the extreme liquidity. Which is indeed very close. But it is to note that we are in a supply PI where we can expect rejections, and there is not much demand below us. Like, there really is not, making this a pretty good shorting environment. Like, you got this, which we won't get the best reaction of. So you're kind of good in this regard. And we did pretty much accumulate here, distribute here. Was this legitimate? Yeah, it was a nice little 3-tap model. Very nice. So for now, we'll see what our price does in here. But yeah, it looks like it's wanting to to continue coming up. Asia lows are nicely below us. That is it for, yeah, that's it for the GBP JBY. Ideally, yeah, I would like to see price come back down here and not spend too much time in this range deviation area. Well, it looks like this might not be wanting to create itself at the moment. Okay, now it has. But yeah, I'm not liking this. I would have liked it to be a clean deviation in the sense of it comes up and it comes straight back down. But given this, if we get a sweep of this third tap, then of this second tap, sorry, then I've got enough confluence to potentially short. As it technically is still valid. It's just not beautiful, but it's valid. So we will see what happens here. I don't understand why these aren't saving. Bear with me, guys. I'm just going to quickly restart my trading view. Shouldn't take me too long. All right, we're back. Alright, looks like I'm just gonna have to monitor this manually and come back to it. You guys can't see my chart, I think. I don't think. Alright, bear with me. Hopefully this doesn't end the recording. Windows capture. Yes, please make sound visible. Give it a little bit. Alright, everything while I'm trying to get this to work. In the meantime, GBP JBY has absolutely exceeded our second tap. And we have an alert on GBP USD. If I can't get this to work, I might have to end this now and go back to the same, continue the part 1 and part 2 schedule of our market updates. Alright, webcam is on. Man, what a time to be getting all these alerts. Windows capture. All right, I think we're in. Perfect. Okay, now you guys can see. So we pretty much filled this CME. And where were we? We have entered here, which for me is valid enough to take this short. Stops, it will be below here. And this will be my target. So I will be entering this live with you guys. I will quickly calculate my position size. Bear with me. Just be one of the first live entries I'm doing, really. Bear with me. GBPNZD. Structure is broken there on 15. Yeah, that is fine. GBPNZD, I'll be entering with a 1% risk here. Open price 2.26898. Stop loss is 2.27247. Our risk is 1%, our lot size is 2.22. But given prices now at GBPNZD 2.22. $2.270. Two five 2.5 and then we will go 0.8. All right, we have entered. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this. I think you can, sort of. Here we go. Yeah, we are now in. Entry was 2.6985, which was around here. It's actually a decent entry. It's actually quite a good entry. 2.6985. This was our 15-minute break of structure on the retest of this supply created, allowing for a 8.5 risk to reward. I'm going to set my wallet here to manually exit the position should price reach this level. 2.6985. Yeah, so we have pretty much entered with just under 1% risk here. Alerts for our stop loss are good. And yeah, there's no real clean demand, as you can see below. Like, you kind of have this, but it's just not that clean. You might get a small reaction of this, but other than that, I'm not expecting much. So yeah, we are in a GBPNZD entry, and then if you look on the higher time frame, very much pro context, because we are in this distribution that we are in this confirmed higher time frame distribution, which we are expecting to complete itself, and you have some beautiful lows right here. So yeah, as much as this is very much in range discount, you have to take into consideration the context, and we are very much pro context at the moment. Thus, I'm expecting this distribution to play out. But as always, you've got to have the mindset of this is a chance game, so it could work out, it could not work out. But yeah, for now we are in, and we will wait and see what happens. So our stop loss is at 2.7247. And the thing that I do like to do is when calculating my lot size is have a look here. Obviously, this is something I manually exit, so I take into consideration a few more extra pips when taking into consideration my lot size. Just as an FYI. Yeah, so a nice potential 8.5 RR play here. We will monitor this. All right, this was GBP JPY. Which may have also kind of completed a sort of. No, it's not. It's not a valid. This is your market structure low. And given this, even if it breaks structure nicely here, it's not the best. It's a terrible risk reward, so I would not be entering this. It's also not a clean ranging environment as opposed to GBPNZD. Yeah, I would not even be looking to enter anything here. But yeah, I will have to get going as I've got another stream to enter at the moment. I will definitely jump back on and continue a part 2 of this market update for today, 10th of March. And hopefully in part 2, we'll be able to also see how this is playing out. Just off the bat, I will say before I quickly log off is I don't like the return, the buy side liquidity that's forming here. I would have liked a much more abrupt break of structure. Like the break of structure is valid, but it's just not the cleanest, and you can see this is probably the best way you can see some highs forming. Yeah, you can definitely see some liquidity highs forming, which may or may not get taken out. We'll see. But yeah, I am in this for the time being. I will let you know how it goes. And as of now, yeah, I'll catch you guys pretty soon in part 2.